We're going to keep the fun and games moving with Jeopardy on the PlayStation 3. Let's see how we do this game, shall we? The heck? Hang on. We're getting no sound. We had no sound, so we have to start over. Here, hold on a second here. Let's try it again. Alright. Nice and easy. There. There we go.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants.
Microphone's still working, yeah. Alright.
Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Ships. The short form. Canada, Mexico, or the United States. Museums. Nature study. And celebs. Player one. This Spider-Man and Cider House Rules star is pals with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Where's Tobey Maguire?
Okay, player one.
Yeah!
You get to pick the largest in area. Let's hear it, player one.
It's Canada.
Right you are. So it's 90% Catholic. Player one? Right. You the most populous. It's player one. That's right. Way to go. It has 2 official languages. It's player one. Yes. You ruled by an emperor from 1864 to 1867. Yes, player one? That's correct. We return to you, player one. In 2010, this talk show hostess replaced Paula Abdul as a judge on American Idol. Let's hear it, player one. You are correct. Player one. Despite an interruption from Kanye, she won for Best Female Video at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Player one.
Who has Beyonce Knowles?
That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player two. That's right, way to go. Player two, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? The great men of France, circa 1780, are immortalized in the Grand Homme Gallery of this museum.
What's the Louvre?
Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. The highlight of Argentina's National History Museum in this city is Candido Lopez's historical canvases.
What is Buenos Aires?
Okay, player one. Yes. Please, Jimmy will present this clue.
New York's Museum of Modern Art exhibits paintings that feature this technique in which tiny dots of color seem to blend together.
Yes, player one.
What is Portalism?
Good. Works by Titian, Raphael, and others, sold by the USSR to Andrew Mellon, became the core of this DC museum. Let's hear it, player one.
What is the National Gallery of Art?
Correct. Player the one. Athenaeum in Hartford, Connecticut bears the name of this founder. No relation to Longfellow. Player one.
Who is Daniel Wadsworth?
Yeah! Right. We return to this star of The Princess Diaries and The Devil Wears Prada has the same name as Shakespeare's wife.
Who is Anne Hathaway?
Yes, player one. Yeah! That's correct. Player one. She must have been in seventh heaven when her autobiography and I Am Me CDs both reached #1. Yes, player one.
Who is Ashley Simpson?
Yes. Player one, you pick again, please. An oil called urushiol causes skin irritation when you brush up against this three-leafed plant, Rus radicans.
What is poison ivy?
Player one. You got it. You, Kelly?
These spore-producing plants are among the Earth's most ancient. Some species date back more than 300 million years.
What are ferns?
It's player one. Good. You get to pick, like fish. Mushrooms have these, but in a mushroom, they're where the spores are produced. Let's hear it, player one.
What are gills?
Right. So the northern fur species of this migrates from its breeding grounds in Alaska's Pribilof Islands to California. Okay, player one.
What is the seal?
Yep. The freshwater peach blossom type of this sticky calendarate is making a comeback in China's Jilin Lake. Let's hear it, player one.
What is an anemone?
That's not right. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player two. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player three. Correct. Player three, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? The submarine USS Nautilus was the first ocean-going vessel to use this form of power. Player one?
What is nuclear power?
Yes. In 1838, the Sirius became the first steamship to cross this ocean using steam power alone.
What is the
It's
Atlantic?
player one. Hey, you're right. Please, on a sailing ship, these can be buntlines, downhauls, or sheets. Yes, player one?
What are sails?
Oh.
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Player three? Right. Where do we begin, player three? Apollo 15's command module was named in honor of this ship commanded by Captain James Cook. Okay, player one?
What is the Discovery?
That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Endeavor. Player three, back to you for our next selection. Answer, the Daily Double. You're in second place, so what is your wager going to be? How much are you going to wager? All right, here's your clue. Before its name was changed, this ship of Sir Francis Drake was known as the Pelican. Good. Player three, you pick again, please. Frag, meaning to kill a fellow soldier, started as a short form of this term for a type of grenade. It's player one. You are correct. Where do we... If your internist gives you a script, it's short for this. It's player one. Sorry. Any other takers? Player three? Good for you. Player three, you start. Buck, as in dollar, is short for this item once used in trade and barter. It's player one. That is correct. Player one, a cab you drink is short for this word. Let's hear it, player one. No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Cabernet. And here's the $1,000 clue. A cab you ride in is short for this word. Let's hear it, player one. That's right, way to go. Player two is in third place and will select first in the Double Jeopardy round, as we always do, right after this break. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. Crossword clues B. B is for bard. Ancient times. Medicine, men and women. Statues. And quotable movies. Player two, start us. Gassy surname of Sir Toby in Twelfth Night. Let's hear it, player one. Right. Player one, this ghostly guy is described by the witches as lesser than Macbeth and greater. Yes, player one. Correct. Answer? One of the Daily Doubles. You are in the lead right now. All right, here's your clue. His downfall was at Philippi. That puts you even further ahead. Player one. At the end of Much Ado About Nothing, Benedict quiets this love of his with a kiss. Yes, player one? Nope. Any other takers? Player two. No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player three. That's right, way to go. All right, let's get back into this. Player three has a baby belch, 4 letters. Player one? Correct. Player one? In The Taming of the Shrew, she's courted by 3 men. Player one? Yeah! Right. You get to pick. It precedes dance, laugh, or flop. 5 letters. Let's hear it, player one. Yeah! Player one? Best-selling book that has its own belt. 5 letters. Let's hear it, player one. Correct. Player one. A throng, often of beauties. 4 letters. It's player one. Mr. Bumble's occupation in Oliver Twist. 6 letters. Player one? Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Let's hear it, player three. Correct. Player three, where do we start? The sower atop Nebraska's state capitol in this city is tossing seeds to the Great Plains 400 feet below. Player one? Right. Player Blue Earth, Minnesota has a definitely giant 55-foot statue of this pea pusher. Okay, player one. Good for you. You get Sam Houston stands 67 feet tall along Interstate 45 in this state. Player one. Good. So let's take it over to Jimmy.
A statue of this discoverer of Florida stands near the street named for him in St. Augustine.
It's player one. Correct. In 2003, a statue of this man was pulled down just a year after it had gone up to mark his 65th birthday. Yes, player one? Yep. Please pick again. The astronomer Hipparchus is famed for cataloging more than 800 of these. That's even more than MGM had. Yes, player one? Yes. I do declare Tefnut was this ancient civilization's goddess of the dew. Yes, player one? That's it. Darius I of this empire claimed that Bardia, the king he killed and replaced, had been an impostor. Yes, player one? Nope. Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. The Persian Empire. Player one? Answer? The second Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. And the Daily Double clue. The Celtic town of Vindobona became this military post for the Romans. It later evolved into this capital on the Danube. That puts you even further ahead. If I were not Alexander, said Alexander the Great, I would be this philosopher who lived in a tub. Yes, player one? That's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Diogenes. Player one. In 1968, a federal court found this author and pediatrician guilty of violating the Selective Service Act. Yes, player one? Good. Player one. In 1659, Italian anatomist Marcello Malpighi discovered that the lungs were made up of these tiny air sacs. Okay, player one. Good for you. Player one. This German bacteriologist developed a test for syphilis and an inoculation for tetanus. It's player one. No. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player three. Yeah, good. Player three, start us. In 1796, he inoculated 8-year-old James Phipps with material from a cowpox pustule from Sarah Nelms. Yes, player one? All right. In 1889, Susan LaFlèche Picotte, a member of this Nebraska tribe, became the first Native American female doctor. It's player one. Yes. You get to pick. My father assured him that either his signature or his brains would be on the contract. Yes, player one? Yes. Select. There was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. Okay, player one? That's it. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries. It's player one. Good for you. Player one. You can't handle the truth. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? Spartans, enjoy your breakfast, for tonight we dine in hell. Let's hear it, player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Let's hear it, player three. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, player two. Right, you're out of the hole. Sorry, player two, your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. This is the Final Jeopardy category for today. Authors? What are you going to wager? Our Final Jeopardy clue today is chapters in a 1914 novel by this author include Jungle Battles, His Own Kind, and The Call of the Primitive. Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score?
This segment. And we'll see you all for the next one.
Did you come up with the correct response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? This makes you our new champion, Player One, so congratulations. Good game. Thank you so much for playing.